You're stuck in the same routine, watching others succeed while your big goals feel impossibly far away. You've tried those dramatic New Year's resolutions and expensive courses, but nothing seems to stick. Why does change feel so hard? Here's the truth. You're overlooking the invisible force that's actually shaping your destiny right now. The tiny decisions you make hundreds of times each day are either building the future you want or slowly pulling you further away from it. By the end of this video, you'll discover the exact system that turned ordinary people into extraordinary achievers and how you can start using it today. Let's start with a story that proves how powerful this really is. In 1994, a Wall Street analyst named Jeff Bezos made a decision that seemed almost insignificant. Instead of chatting with colleagues during his 30-minute lunch break, he started reading about the internet. Just 30 minutes of reading each day, that's all. But those small reading sessions revealed something massive. The World Wide Web was growing at 2,300% per year. Within months, that tiny daily habit led him to leave his comfortable job and launch Amazon from his garage. Today, it's one of the world's most valuable companies. But here's what makes this fascinating. Bezos didn't suddenly become a genius overnight. He simply made one small decision consistently, and it compounded into something extraordinary. This is the 1% decision rule in action. MIT researchers discovered something groundbreaking about how the brain works. Scientists in the Graybeal lab found specific brain circuits that control when routine actions start and stop. Every time a small positive choice gets repeated, it literally rewires neural pathways. These choices aren't just habits. They're physical changes in brain structure. Think of it like compound interest, but for personal development. The mathematics behind this is stunning. Improving just 1% each day doesn't add up linearly. It multiplies. Make 1% improvement every single day for a year, and the compound effect makes you roughly 38 times better than when you started. On the flip side, small negative choices also compound. They silently erode potential and lead to significant decline over time. Benjamin Franklin figured this out centuries before modern neuroscience proved it. Early in his career, Franklin created a chart with 13 virtues. Each week, he focused on one virtue and marked his daily performance on a grid. He wasn't chasing perfection, just steady, marginal improvement. This simple system of small decisions transformed him from an ambitious young printer into one of America's founding fathers, a successful inventor and a respected diplomat. Jerry Seinfeld used the exact same principle to build his comedy empire. When a young comedian asked for advice, Seinfeld revealed his secret. Buy a large wall calendar, write new material every single day, mark a red X for each day completed, then never break the chain. Seinfeld didn't pressure himself to write brilliant jokes daily. He just committed to writing something, anything. That simple 1% improvement in his craft compounded into one of the most successful comedy careers in history. The British cycling team took this concept and proved it on the world stage. Before Sir Dave Brailsford arrived, British track cycling was mediocre at best. Then Brailsford introduced his marginal gains philosophy. Instead of seeking dramatic improvements, the team focused on getting 1% better in every tiny area imaginable. They redesigned bike seats for 1% more comfort. They taught riders better hand-washing techniques to reduce illness by 1%. They even painted the inside of team trucks white to spot dust that might affect bike performance. Each improvement was nearly invisible, but the compound effect was extraordinary. British cyclists transformed into an Olympic medal powerhouse. You can harness this power immediately with the Decision Audit framework. Start by writing down the 5 most frequent daily decisions. What time does the alarm go off? What's for breakfast? How's the commute? What happens during lunch breaks? How do evening hours disappear? These recurring choices have massive compound potential because they happen repeatedly. Next to each decision, mark whether it moves toward desired goals, away from them, or stays neutral. Don't overthink this. Your gut instinct is usually correct. Any choice moving away from goals is compounding negative returns on the future. For choices marked negative, identify the smallest possible improvement that you could start tomorrow. Not perfection, just direction. Forget dramatic overhauls. Focus on tiny adjustments that feel almost effortless. Finally, use environmental design to make good choices automatic. Seinfeld didn't rely on willpower alone. He hung that calendar in a visible spot where ignoring it became impossible. When good choices become convenient, they compound faster. Behavioral scientist B.J. Fogg at Stanford University explains why this works better than dramatic changes. His research on tiny habits revealed that sustainable behavior change starts with actions so small the brain perceives them as safe. Large changes trigger stress responses that sabotage progress. Small adjustments slip past those mental defenses. Here's how you put it into practice. For writing skills, start with 50 words daily, then increase to 51. To reduce phone dependency, postpone the first phone check by 2 minutes today, then stretch it to 5 minutes next week. For fitness, add 1 extra push-up weekly. The improvements should feel almost ridiculous, that's the point. Remember that 1% daily growth is a guideline, not a rigid rule. Progress depends on the domain, starting point, and natural limits. Some areas have plateaus. Others require rest periods. Measure progress honestly, rest when needed, and iterate based on what actually works. Track progress with something visible. Use Seinfeld's calendar method. Each day a better choice happens, record it. The only job is not breaking the chain. Many people report that maintaining their streak becomes surprisingly motivating by itself. The compound effect of tiny choices is one of the most powerful forces in long-term change. While others wait for perfect conditions or chase dramatic transformations, momentum builds through small improvements. Many people notice momentum shift within 2 to 4 weeks. Measurable change often appears by 30 to 90 days. Everything traces back to tiny decisions that start today. The 1% decision rule isn't about perfectionism or overnight transformations. It's about understanding that massive life changes come from consistently making slightly better choices. The future self is counting on the micro decisions you make every day. Try one micro decision for 7 days, mark that calendar, and drop the result in the comments below. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and see you in the next video.